Ever found yourself questioning the fidelity of your love? It's a tough spot to be in, isn't it? Love, the most profound emotion known to human beings, is a complex maze of feelings and behaviors. It's a journey that requires trust as its compass. Trust, the foundation of any relationship, is like a delicate glass vase. Once broken, it's hard to piece it back together without leaving visible cracks. It's what keeps us grounded, makes us feel safe, and allows the relationship to grow. However, human emotions and behaviors aren't always as straightforward as we'd like them to be. They're complex, they're messy, and sometimes they can lead us down paths we never thought we'd tread. Paths filled with uncertainty, suspicion, and yes, even betrayal. So what happens when that trust is shaken? What happens when doubt creeps into the corners of your mind, whispering tales of infidelity? Stay tuned as we unravel the signs of a cheating love. One of the first signs of a cheating love is a sudden change in behavior. We're all creatures of habit, and when our patterns suddenly shift, it's enough to raise an eyebrow. This change could be as simple as them taking a new interest in their appearance, or as complex as them becoming overly protective of their personal devices. You might notice them sneak off to take calls, or quickly lock their phone when you enter the room. They might even change their password, citing privacy as the reason. But what does privacy mean in a relationship? Isn't it about sharing, about trust? Surely it doesn't mean building walls around our personal lives, right? Then there are the unexplained absences. Your partner might suddenly start working late more often, or take up a new hobby that keeps them out of the house for hours at a time. They could even start making last-minute plans without you, leaving you wondering who they're with and what they're doing. And let's not forget the elephant in the room, a decrease in intimacy. This could mean less physical contact, less shared experiences, less time spent together. You might even notice them become distant, preoccupied, or unusually defensive. But here's the thing. These signs are not definitive proof of cheating. They could be indicative of other issues, such as stress at work, personal struggles, or even a health concern. It's also possible that your partner is just going through a phase or trying to find themselves. So what do you do when you notice these signs? You communicate, you ask questions, you listen. Because a relationship is not just about love, it's about understanding, patience, and trust. Remember, a sign is not a conviction, but a call for open communication. When love starts to cheat, emotional disconnect often creeps in. In the dance of love, emotions are the rhythm that guide our steps. But what happens when that rhythm starts to falter? The signs of emotional disconnect can be subtle, but they are crucial to recognize. One of the first signs you may notice is a significant decrease in communication. Conversations that once flowed easily may become strained or sparse. You might find that you're no longer the first person they share their day with, or that they seem uninterested in hearing about yours. Another sign is a lack of interest in shared activities. Activities that you both once enjoyed may now feel like a chore to your partner. They may start to opt out, preferring to spend time alone or with others. This can be a sign that they are withdrawing from the relationship. Frequent arguments can also be a red flag. Disagreements are a part of any healthy relationship, but when they become the norm rather than the exception, it could indicate a deeper issue. If you find that you're constantly at odds over small things or that there's a constant undercurrent of tension, it may be a sign of emotional disconnect. Finally, you may simply feel emotionally distant from your partner. This can be hard to put into words, but it's a feeling you can't ignore. You may feel like you're living parallel lives, coexisting without truly connecting. And yet, recognizing these signs is only the first step. It's equally important to address these issues through dialogue. Open, honest communication can shine a light on the underlying issues and provide a pathway towards resolution. It may not be easy, but it's necessary. Remember, love is not just about the good times. It's about navigating the difficult moments together too. It's about understanding, negotiation, and compromise. It's about recognizing when something is not right and having the courage to address it. Emotional disconnect can be painful, but addressing it can lead to healing or closure. Guilt, the heavy burden carried by a cheating love, often reveals itself in subtle ways. It's like a shadow that lurks in the corners of a relationship, casting doubt and suspicion. One of the signs of guilt is overcompensation. The cheating partner might shower you with attention, gifts, or affection in an attempt to mask their indiscretions. It's an emotional camouflage, a smokescreen to keep you from seeing the truth. Another sign is defensiveness. When confronted with questions or doubts, the guilty party may react with hostility or oversensitivity. It's their way of shifting the focus to avoid having to face the truth themselves. And then there's projecting blame. This is when the cheating party accuses you of the very behavior they themselves are guilty of. It's a classic diversionary tactic, a way to deflect attention and keep you on the defensive. But remember, these signs are not conclusive evidence of cheating. They could just as easily point to other issues within the relationship. Guilt can lead to self-sabotage, or it can be the catalyst for change. The key is to address it. Navigating the stormy seas of a potentially cheating love can be challenging. We've explored this journey together, starting with the whisper of doubt, that unnerving feeling that something just isn't right, followed by unusual changes. These might be changes in behavior, routine, or even the way they communicate with you. Next, we delved into the emotional disconnect, when your partner seems distant, detached, almost like they're in a different world. And finally, the lingering guilt, that feeling when your partner seems overly apologetic or overly defensive. Yet, it's crucial to remember that these are just signs, possibilities, not definitive proof. The cornerstone of any relationship is open communication and understanding. Before jumping to conclusions, it's important to talk, to understand, and most importantly, to listen. Remember, signs are just indicators, not definitive proof. Always approach with understanding, care, and open conversation.